Okay, my name is Barr Chidi Amaeze. I'm the CEO of Senatorch Ltd. Senatorch Ltd is a real estate and construction solution company with a global mandate of building luxury homes and then developing and building excellent construction works here in Anambra. Senatorch is about 13 years old, was incorporated on the 16th of August 2011. So it took us about 13 years to get to where we are today. The journey so far has not been, it's been a very challenging one. When you look at the economic situation of the country, we won't say it's been what we expect it to be. It's been challenging, but also, in the midst of challenges, you find ways to wriggle out of it. And that's what we've been doing all this while. It doesn't just apply to us, it applies to most other persons, most other entrepreneurs in our line of business. But so far, so good. We've been pushing it. Senatorch is a combination of two words. Uh, in my undergraduate days, I was a senator representing the Faculty of Law, and then my first name is Chidi. So I brought Senatorch with the CH in the Chidi, merged it together to become Senator CH. That's Senatorch. Enugu State University. It's good in Enugu State University of Science and Technology. I am already a chieftain holder. I became the Igwe of my community. I'm from Umunachi in Dunukọ local government area of Anambra State. So the Igwe of our town uh, was coronated as a chief in the year 2015 as Ezudo Nachi. Okay, we Senator successfully has received several awards in the field of real estate, in the field of construction, and then community service. Several awards, plenty of awards. It's from ranging from the issue for the government to associations to NGOs and so on. We have numerous awards. I am very strict with my business. I am very concerned about the business which I'm running Senator. So for now, I'm not interested in politics. Although we are all political beings per se, but active politics, no. I need to grow this business first because I can affect a lot more lives from the business I'm running. So I stick to it. There's a lot of issues. Like I said, Nigeria firstly is has the economic terrain is very daunting, very challenging. But I must say it's been difficult, but not impossible. Because here in the company, we don't believe in impossibility. We believe in limitless possibility. So when we find things getting hard, we toughen up, brace up our skills, and then make sure we surmount it. It's been difficult, but we are still pushing it. Okay, aside construction, we are into heavy equipment leasing. We have bulldozers, caterpillars, graders, rollers, pavers, all road construction equipment. We lease them to construction companies. We also have an arm of real estate. We own the Amazon estate, and a couple of other estates within Anambra, within and outside Anambra. We're also involved in hospitality. We have chains of hotels, guest houses we manage, and then a couple of other services we do. And as a lawyer, I also do legal services too. Okay, construction is a lot more beautiful for me. I'm a lot more interested in construction because construction is where you see paperwork come to life. The blueprints that these architects or engineers put down, you see yourself, bringing it to life. Actually, so I'm more interested in construction because, like I said, it brings paperwork to reality. It brings a lot of creativity. Sometimes what an architect draws on ground, you see, you need to do some creative management or creating new things out of it. So because of the creativity aspect, I prefer construction. But real estate pays a lot more. Real estate pays a lot more. Yeah. There's a long list. It's a whole long list. Firstly, is God. Firstly, is God because the grace at which I've been moving from one point to another could only just be God. And then all kudos to my parents, my father, who is a blessed memory, Chief Amaeze Azudo, Blessed Rama Nachi. And then my dear mom, they were the ones that put me in this shape I am today. And then another very interesting man that helped me a lot is Chief Sir Dozien Banefo. He's the one that tutored me in business. So most of the business skills I have, I gained it from him. And then a lot of financial support from my partners, from colleagues, and so on, brought us to where we are today, which we are grateful for all the assistance everybody has rendered to us up until this moment. And it's a quite unfortunate incident. Sometimes I ask myself whether my head is correct. That you had opportunities of living in the US, living in Canada, living in the UK, and then we come down here to invest where the business playing field is not so favorable, unlike back in developed countries. Because I schooled in Aberdeen, I did a postgraduate in Aberdeen, University of Aberdeen, Scotland, then did my master's in international commercial law in Manchester University, Salford. Then moved to the US in 2015, spent some time in the US, stayed in Canada for a while. So haven't traveled the world. Nigeria, in my head, we get to these developed countries and you see everything working. It wasn't magic. People came together and saw to it that it worked. So I felt if we all run away out of the country and then hope that someday one magic will make Nigeria good, I don't see that magic happening. So I came back to Nigeria, not just coming to Nigeria. I also have options of being in Abuja, being in Lagos, but I chose to come down to my dear state, Anambra, and I help make our mark, help grow this country from grassroots, from where we are coming from. That's the reason why we're here in Anambra, to help grow our dear state. I'll say resilient, humble, and visionary. Yeah. Okay. Part of the plan is to expand our real estate portfolio and then move into other African countries within the next 5 years. Expand into other African countries, expand our real estate portfolio, expand our construction services outside the shores of Nigeria into other African countries. Firstly, is our state of the art estate known as Amazon Estate. Amazon Estate is located in Enugu Agidi, Oka Capital Territory, Anambra State. That's a major project we've done. We've also done some commercial buildings in Onitsha. We're also doing some commercial buildings in Odera Market here in Oka. Okay, His Excellency, the Governor of Anambra State, has been doing a whole lot in construction. Some of us might not know, but most of us who are in construction and who are in the town know there's a lot of construction work going on. And I could recall he's done within the past about 2 years or less than that. He's done about 400 and something kilometers of road. Most of us may not know. Most of these roads, he tries to link up communities we never knew can be linked up. He's linking up a lot of towns, dualizing a lot of other roads. So he's a lot more interested in construction here in Anambra State, which is what we need at this time. He's doing a lot. My hobbies are swimming, reading, and then swimming and reading basically. Yes, I'm happily married with 3 children, 2 boys and a girl. I studied in Enugu State University, graduated, moved to Abuja, spent some time in Abuja, then got admission to study in Aberdeen, University of Aberdeen, Scotland. After studying there, moved to Manchester, Salford University, did my master's in law, international commercial law. Thereafter, I moved to the US. I moved to Atlanta, spent a couple of months in Atlanta. and then spent some time from the US. I went to Canada, spent some time in Mississauga, Canada. You know, most of the times, things you don't expect that can come to you because of staying humble and honesty gets whatever you wish to you. And then most importantly, is having a dream, because most of our young people nowadays don't dream. Having a dream, having a vision, that vision and that dream motivates you to take you to any height. But when you don't have visions, you don't have dreams, you don't have aspirations for yourself, it's just like boarding a bus, not knowing where the bus is going to. Wherever it takes you, you have no option, you have no choice. It's always good to have a dream, have a vision, plan yourself, and follow up that dream. Yes. Most of the business experience I've had with clients is it teaches you to manage communication. Because before now, you think clients think the way you think. But in my relationship with clients, you find out some don't want what you want. And every client wants to be heard. They want what they want, how they want it. So, but most times as service providers, we feel this is what our clients should want. But in the end, it could be opposite. So what that has taught me is to have a more listening ear to clients and know what they want, and then giving them a tailor-made service just the way they want it. My leisure time is usually spent with family and a few friends. Like we talked about expansion, we intend to expand into other states of Nigeria, and then taking a lot behind or beyond the shores of Nigeria, expanding beyond the shores of Nigeria into other West African countries first. Okay, I have a couple of mentors in this business. I have a lot of mentors in the business. And officially I'm mentees to about three, four, 5 persons in different fields. Two in the business field, and then others in different aspects of life. So I learn from these mentors and then add it to the business I do. Yes. I have Chief Sadozian Banefo is my number one mentor. I'm also a mentee of Dr. Stephen Akintayo and then Dr. Cosmas Madoka, and a couple of others too. For the younger ones, in the generation we are now, the Gen Zs generally, that want quick win, that want it now, I would advise you to use the words humble and then patience, persistence, perseverance, because no good thing comes so easy. If you get it so quick and so easily, tendency is high, you lose it so quickly and so easily too. So as you grow, some of us, some younger ones who want to become like people like Tony Elumelu that took over 20, 30, 40 years or thereabout to get where he is. And some of us want to get it in 2 years. It's practically impossible. And then giving yourself so much pressure. So take time to have these mentors, understudy what they do, learn what they do, and begin to replicate what they do. And over time, to pay. I was made Ezudo of my community, Ezudo of Nachi. Nachi is our forefather, our ancestor. Nachi is the main man for which we are now the Omo of the Nachi, which gave birth to the name Omo Nachi, which is the name of my community, of my town. So I'm from Mbuke village in Omo Nachi town in Dunukofilo government area of Anambra State. So I became a chieftain in 2015 with my dad. We had the coronation the same day. Yes. And my dad took the title of Ezede Oramma, while I took the title of Ezudo. While in the United States, in New Jersey, a cousin of mine that imports used cars and equipment into Nigeria. So he told me he wanted to go for an auction. So he asked me to accompany him to the auction venue. So we drove down from New Jersey to New York, where he for the auction to the auction yard. So while he was bidding for items and buying, he now asked me, Chidi, won't you buy one or two so that I can pop in the same container and ship to Nigeria? So I ended up buying a handheld roller, small compactor, and then other little equipment. I bought those equipment, threw it into his container. He paid for the transportation, he paid for the shipping, he paid for the clearing, he brought it down to then Enugu. So by the time the thing got into Nigeria, we he also helped sell it. Yeah, he already had clientele. So he helped sell out within the few days or thereabout. He had sold out the all the items I bought. And I found out I made a lot of money, quick money, from just that purchase. Because I didn't spend money for the transportation, I didn't spend money for the shipping, because it was his container. So thereafter, I found out there's a lot of money in that business. So I went back to the US a year later and I started buying bigger equipment, not knowing there are challenges that come because it made it so easy for me the first time. So by the time I bought the second time, bought bigger machines like the grader and so on, they got into Nigeria. I couldn't sell. Reason because after buying it, I had to now pay transportation cost myself. I paid ocean freight myself. I paid clearing charges, custom duties all myself. I transported the machine from Apapa Wharf down to Anambra myself. So by the time I added all those costs, the cost of the machine itself had gone up. By the time I add profit on top, it wasn't affordable anymore. So I couldn't sell as easy as I sold the last time. Then I found out the reason why I made so much money in my head and I sold out so fast was because I sold below the price the first time. But now I now added the real cost of transportation and so on. Then dollar has started moving up to about 300 or something. So the machines were with me for about a year. I couldn't sell. A friend of mine asked Chidi, why don't you begin to lease? That people keep asking him for grader, asking him for these machines. Would I like to begin to lease them? At first I said no. But some weeks down the line, I found out that thing staying idle. There's no money coming out of it. There's no profit. So instead of leaving it there, let me begin to rent. So we began renting those equipment. And within the space of another 8 months to a year or thereabouts, I had made the money for which I bought those machines. And the machines were still mine. So I found out that it's a cool business, buying and leasing, no longer buying and selling. From there, and now whenever I go back to the US, I just buy and only do leasing. So from leasing it to other construction companies and some individuals, most people now come to me thinking I'm an engineer. And I tell them, engineer, anywhere road in Chok, you fix here. I want you to go fix this road. So then I started employing engineers, architects, surveyors, town planners, and so on in my office. So I now take the whole team to those sites and deliver those jobs. When I deliver those jobs, Senator gets the credit through me. And then I started making money through it. Not being the engineer myself, I'm not an engineer, I'm not even in science field at all. But because I have the engineers in my office who are salaried, who now do the actual job, and I take the credit. Over time, we started bidding for government contracts, federal government contracts, and getting projects, and then delivering those projects on time and in good quality. So that brought us to construction. So from equipment leasing, we moved to doing full-time road construction here in Anambra and within and beyond. From doing construction in Anambra, most of the real estate companies in Anambra now approached me to come and develop their estates for them. So we use our equipment, use our skilled staff to go deliver these estates after developing those estates. So in the process of developing those estates, we now learned that estate development is fun. There's a lot of money too in real estate. That's how we moved into real estate. So we now started buying these properties ourselves and developing these properties ourselves. From developing the properties ourselves, we now moved fully into real estate. Now we buy properties, we buy lands, we develop and we sell. That brought us down to our estate, known as Amazon Estate, located in Enugu, Anambra. So that's how we moved from equipment leasing to construction, from construction to real estate. And only God knows where else we are going to.